Welcome back to Ocero Gaming, everyone. And in today's video, I'm going to show you and teach you everything you need to know about the DP or the distributed power. So how to use it and when to use it. So stick around and let's get into it. How is everyone doing today? Hope you're having a great Sunday. That's when that video will be coming out. And yeah, everything's gonna be about DP power today. I know this was a viewer asked question. They were curious about the DP power, so I'm gonna come out with a video. And this is a perfect train to do it on. We have one locomotive right here on the head end, and way in the back we got two more. Okay, so let's cut it the first unit. All right, so once you get into locomotive, we're going to come back to this back panel here, and you're going to make sure that two switches are up, and the first one's going to be right here, the DP power switch, and then the second one is going to be on this corner. The radio needs to be on. And then we go back to the radio, and we're going to do banking comm. It should be off when you get in, but we're going to go to on, okay? Um, and that's it. And the rest we do, obviously, you just need your normal cut through, your automatic and all that stuff. If you do need in more depth, I do have a video about the AC 4400s. And like I said, I always recommend that you put your independent brake at least on, and we'll release that. Okay. Okay, since now we got that head unit cut in with the DP power, let's go back to the other two units and I'll show you what we gotta do back there. And then, so these are the going to be with the AC 4400s, both on Cane Creek and Sand Patch. So the way that I'm doing this should work on both. Okay, and then I will show you how to switch on a couple switches for the Jeeps and the SD40s, which those would be the exact same thing also. Okay, and then you can use those for Cane Creek and Sand Patch. So we just got to get up here, a couple switches to do. And I noticed in this scenario, the independent or something is not cut in correctly. So if you always need, you can always turn on that dome light right there. Okay, so we're going to come back to this panel also, and we're going to turn on radio. And you can see that the DP power switch is already flipped for us. And then banking comm is going to be on. And since anytime you're always in a back unit, always double check your brakes. Okay, always double check them. So you can see that auto brake is cut out, but our lead is for some reason cut in. And if you're having problems with that, that might be the reason why. Make sure everything's cut out for trail if it's not lead locomotive, okay? So this unit is cut in with the DP power. It's gonna be the same thing in the back unit. And again, we're back in the back unit and the DP out. Again, make sure that these two switches, which are both on, but what about the radio? Okay, and again, I always double check it since we gotta move. And now since all the locomotives, all these AC 4400s, road units, whatever you want to call them, are completely cut in for DP power, now we're going to get back to that head end. So I'll see when I get back up there. Alright, so we're in our head end now. And what I'm going to do is I do have this lead locomotive cut in. Real quick, you never want to notch up that quick, but I want to try to get these up to speed so I can show you. So you can see that we're already picking up speed pretty quickly, okay? So we're gonna notch all the way down here. And you can probably say, well, shoot, that might be possibly the lead locomotive, right? Well, let's cut this one out and let's put this one to isolate right back here. So this is on isolate here. So that means that this locomotive is not going to push any power whatsoever. Now let's notch it again, and you can see that our amperage is revving. Hopefully we don't will slip, but you can see that our speed is, we're gaining some speed right there. So that's how you cut on the DP power, and it does work on Train Sim World. Okay, and now the only other thing that you probably do need to know is what buttons to push for the SD40s and the Jeep 38s. So I'm gonna go to those there now, and I'll show you about those ones. All right, so here we are in the SD40 here, and we are in the rear locomotive. Okay, so you're gonna come in this fuse cabinet that's right behind the engineer's seat, and you're gonna go in here and you're gonna turn on radio HOTO or something. Yeah, HOTD. Turn that on, okay? And then all you do is need to close it, and banky comms need to be on. And you can do that for each locomotive that is on your consist, okay? All right, so back in the lead here, and again, it's the same thing, okay? So these ones are kind of kind of the same setup, but it's mostly just one switch, okay? And let me get up to speed, and you're gonna notice that normally SD40s and Jeeps already throttle up so much quicker than our road units. Um, but you can see, like, I'm in notch 8, and it's, we're almost at 10 miles an hour. And we got a pretty good sized train, and they're all smoking. So they're all smoking, so they're all running. And it's a pretty good sized train for these little units. All right. So when should you use DP power? Well, in this case, with this setup, it's highly recommended because I don't know if it's a bug or glitch, but sometimes the game freaks out a little too much. So I always turn those on, and it for some reason it helps with power. Now, when you look at the bigger road units, so on Sandpatch and Cane Creek, the AC 4400s, especially like those last setup where they're separated, definitely DP powers and be a friend. And you've seen that, we got up to speed really quickly. And on Sand Patch, when you're climbing over that steep hill or mountain, whatever you want to call it, that will help tremendously. So make sure that you're always doing those switches. And when you're going through your contests, I always recommend that when you're starting out, um, when you're starting out your mission, I do have videos on all of this. Okay, I have a video that talks about the AC 4400s, the Jeeps, and the SDs. So if you need help, I'll leave a link down below. But I always go through them and I make sure all of those switches are switched properly. That's going to be the best way that you're going to be able to run these trains smoothly as possible. Okay, but DP power can be your friend, and a lot of times it helps. Okay, but this will complete this little quick tutorial video about DP. So if you have any other questions, always leave them down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, or if it does help you out, please give this video a like and consider subscribing if you're new here to the channel, as we are on the road to 500 subscribers. So till next time, we will see you all later.